41,218 kilometers, 639 days, 1,787 hours of movement through 16 countries. That's what it has taken to travel the longest road in the world. This is our final film from the Pan American Highway. We're going to the end of the world, so buckle up and let's roam. Some roads don't simply exist on a map. They live in your mind, calling to you in your sleep, filling your thoughts at work. The Pan American Highway, a road spanning the length of North and South America, a 30,000-kilometer road trip through more than 15 countries, is that road for us. Life to us is nothing more than a collection of moments, and we want to fill our moments with adventure. So for 18 months, we'll be driving south from Tuktoyakta, Canada, all the way to Ushuaia, Argentina. From the Arctic to the Andes, through deserts, jungles, and the unknown, we'll live and wander in our self-built adventure-mobile, seeking stories, chasing landscapes, and redefining what it means to us to be modern-day explorers. This is our journey. We've just boarded the ferry that will take us across the Strait of Magellan to Porvenir, Chile, where we'll begin the last leg of our journey. After nearly 2 years on the road, we're finally in our last week of southbound travel. And frankly, we've got mixed feelings about it. It doesn't feel like it's almost over, it just feels like another day. After so long of living a life in different countries, moving every day, seeing new things at every turn, and banking new experiences with every place we go, this just feels totally normal. But then suddenly, you realize the end of the world is just a few hours down the road, and a sliver of realization sneaks in. It's all very confusing.
Hi.
Hi.
Where are you going?
We're going to Ushuaia, but we're really just going to Porvenir.
Okay. It is absolutely wild to think that this week we're going to finish our southward trajectory. We're on the last ferry that we're going to take south, and then we turn around and go back north. It's just, wow! Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
The sense of similarities in this place throughout all of Patagonia has not let up. As we approach the Tierra del Fuego archipelago, it looks as though we're approaching an Arctic steppe. The wind-scoured hills, vacant of trees and other signs of life, remind us of the tundra in the north. Yet again, we're reminded that it's all connected, somehow. Landing in Porvenir, it looks like we've reached a completely different country. But it's not. We're still in Chile.
Wind of fire.
Does Betty sound weird?
Sounds a little cold.
We could go for a cold lunch down here. The water looks beautiful.
Super clear. Well, hi, hello. This is sleep-deprived Alex coming to you from Tierra del Fuego. Last night we got hit with the most insane wind we have had on the entire trip. I actually felt like the wind was going to push the van over. I had to get up on the roof twice to tape down the HUD to our fan, and then move the van twice to get it pointed into the wind. But I didn't think I was going to sleep at all last night, and I think Meg was probably the same. So welcome to the world of wind, I guess. I don't know, but we have sunshine, so I'm pretty happy about that. I don't really know exactly how far we're going to make it today.
Penguin Park.
Oh, Meg says we're going to a penguin park, so I guess we're going to go see some penguins.
Sweet camera.
Are you excited for penguins?
Yes, we're going to Pinguino Ray Park to see the king penguin.
Although we'd suffered sleep loss due to heavy winds the night before, contrary to what we understood we'd encounter here, the air was relatively still. There was sun in the sky, and we had penguins to go see. I'd say that's a pretty good start to a day. On the northern coast of Tierra del Fuego in Chile, a small but growing colony of king penguins has established itself along the shores of Bahia Inútil, or Useless Bay. First observed in the early 2010s, this is the only confirmed breeding colony of king penguins in Chile, and one of the northernmost in the world, far from their usual sub-Antarctic strongholds. King penguins have an unusually long breeding cycle, lasting around 14 to 16 months, meaning adults and chicks can be seen here throughout the year. The colony remains relatively small but stable, with conservation efforts in place to protect the birds in their habitat as they continue to adapt to the cold, windswept conditions of Patagonia.
All right, well,
That was super fun.
yeah, we've seen our little penguin friends. That was super cool. Now it's time to go to Argentina for the final leg of the journey. I've been saying that way too often, but anyway, let's go to Argentina.
Then off into the interior of Tierra del Fuego, we went in search of the Argentinian border. Though we had started our day off with calm wind, as we approached the Atlantic Ocean, the torrent picked up and we found ourselves fighting to stay on the road.
right, so we are through Argentinian customs, and we've got the Atlantic Ocean out to our left. That's the first time it's actually the Atlantic Ocean for us. Before, it was the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea, so that's kind of cool. I haven't actually seen the Atlantic in years.
It's a bit gray.
Bit gray, yeah.
The flat, treeless, and windy landscape left us uninspired, so we settled into driving monotony for a few hours before finally reaching the mountains in the south. As the sun crept towards its western terminus, we sidled into a sheltered camp beside Lago Fagnano, shut off the engine, and cozied up for a quiet night.
Trying to hide.
Yeah, always. This is a very BC-esque here.
Meg, forever the optimist whenever it comes to animals. They'll come eventually. Turns out guanacos have kind of like a screeching sound. Maybe it's like a donkey, a high-pitched donkey, I don't know. Yeah, dude.
Instead of heading directly for Ushuaia today, we decided instead to turn off onto an unassuming dirt road to follow it to the end. There, we'd find a closed gate in a military base, but it would also be the very furthest south that we can drive. By now, with all the thousands of kilometers we've put behind us, a gravel road that disappears into the distance doesn't hold quite the same appeal as it did when we first started. We'd almost prefer to just stay on smooth tarmac, and we're finding that more and more we're experiencing impression fatigue, when the places and pictures we once looked at with excitement and anticipation back at home are now much less exciting because we've simply seen so much. But we're trying our best to hang on to our wonder, amazement, and enthusiasm, at least for a few more days. And you know what? Even though we've seen bigger mountains, more drastic landscapes, and places far less familiar looking, this place is definitely giving us reason to be awed into quiet contemplation.
go. That's the end of the road. Can't really drive any further because there's a military base over there. Old girl Betty has officially brought us from the tippy top to the very bottom.
Yeah.
Good old Betty. Well, we're here at the end. It's a tiny bit underwhelming. It's not great weather right now, and Meg is starving and probably gonna rip my head off pretty soon. So we're just gonna go find camp, stay here at the end of the world. Got some grilled cheese, carrots, big old bologna stick,
Tuna salad.
and at the end of the world. Nice. Very nice.
Eating the dregs.
Eating the dregs of our food. We're getting to that point where we have to start thinking about eating up all of the food in the van. As a little piece of news, we think we have a buyer in Buenos Aires. So that's exciting. We have yet to find out if it actually pans out. It won't be over until it's over, but yeah, we have hope.
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 Yes.
It's kind of weird being down here. This is literally the furthest south camp spot we will ever have. Likely the second last camp spot on this entire trip. And yet the impact of it is like oil in water. It's not sinking in. It's not permeating our minds yet. I'm not sure when that is going to change, but we have a couple more things to do before it's actually all over. So maybe then.
Well, I certainly didn't expect sunshine.
Yes, we did. That's what the weather forecast told us.
So for a minute, we were kind of thinking that we might stay here today just because it's so beautiful. But then we looked at the forecast and it's supposed to be dumping rain, like torrential downpour for the next 2 days. So we're going to move on out of here and head back to Ushuaia just like we originally intended. Unfortunately as well, there seems to be a red tide in the water right now, making it kind of like to do a polar dip. We are going to do it, but we're going to try and find a cleaner place to do it. Yeah, so off to Ushuaia we go.
With our polar dip in the Southern Ocean out of the way, we continued on, but only until I noticed some odd movement out in the channel and stopped to catch it on camera. And golly, I am glad I did.
how do you feel about seeing skim whales?
Say well.
Say whales.
I feel great about it.
Aren't you so glad that I randomly stopped here?
Yes, so glad. It's been a sea lion feeding frenzy, and we've seen a pod of say whales.
Which are?
The third largest whale in the world. They're baleen whales, so they're in the same family as blue whales. Yeah, that's pretty magical.
Like almost flat ocean.
So cool.
So awesome.
This is just so freaking awesome. I have never caught whales this well before. And they're just like down there, just hanging out right in front of us. We have a top-down view. It's so good. So cool. That right over there is Puerto Williams. That's in Chile. Kind of cool. Well, what a glorious day to be alive. We woke up in the sunshine beside the ocean, spotted whales from a cliff on our way out, and now we're on a hike to a beautiful lake. Because it's just so bright, sunny, and warm right now, then we're just taking the opportunity to live life. Go out and hike. See nature and stuff.
Say yes.
Say yes to nature. Say yes to life. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Here's a fun little tidbit of information. This dam was built by invasive Castores canadienses, Canadian beavers, brought here during the fur trade, and they are now wreaking havoc on the landscape here in Tierra del Fuego. As a Canadian, I've gotta say it. Sorry, eh? At roughly 9.5 kilometers, which is pretty easy for us at this point, this hike is taking us a lot longer. As you can see, where's Meg? Oh yeah, we're just trudging through nice deep mud the whole way. But, as my mother would like to say, it's not an adventure until something goes wrong, and this might as well be wrong.
Oh,
Here we are. Lago Esmeralda.
There have been a lot of lasts this past week. This is our final hike heading south. The last ferry is now behind us. One more national park before the road runs out. Each moment stacking onto the next, building something dense and lasting. Memories we'll spend a lifetime unpacking, pulling down off the shelf again and again, each time finding something we missed the first time. And the strange part is, while we're living them, they don't always feel like endings. They pass quietly, almost like any other day, only gaining their weight in hindsight. It's only when you stop and look back that you realize how much has been closing behind you. It's hard to comprehend just how many firsts filled these last 22 months. New countries, new roads, new ways of living we never could have imagined before we started. And the truth is, this isn't the end of those firsts. It's just the end of this chapter and the beginning of whatever comes next.
Tierra del Fuego, baby! Chips and sausage.
Salami.
It's like a combination made in heaven. That's delicious. Well, that was actually a pretty great hike, I have to say. It's so beautiful, insanely muddy.
Yeah, it was beautiful, but it was a mud pit basically the entire hike. Just like negotiating mud for like 8 kilometers.
Yeah.
Great.
Hands down the muddiest hike we've done on the entire trip. All right, we're going to Ushuaia. Let's go. We made it. Holy smokes.
Can you believe Betty took us here?
Nope.
You want to go hug the sign?
I mean,
Sign
I
hugger?
gotta go like touch it or something, right?
Weird little place on the dirty back window. Slow rollers.
Being sneaky about it.
Come find us.
Come find us.
After driving into Ushuaia to meet up with some friends to celebrate making it here, we settled at a spot just north of town where we waited out a few days of bad weather. We ended up staying in the area for nearly 4 days, making excursions into the city to see other fellow travelers who had arrived either before us or close behind us. For a trip that had been, for a lack of a better word, quite lonely, our time here at the bottom of the world was filled with camaraderie and celebration, full of people, laughter, and really good memories.
Excuse me, everybody. What is going on here? Hey, get out of that. Hey, you big guy.
Very interested in the trash bag.
Do I smell like something tasty?
Ow! Horse slobber. Something I didn't know I needed. Mom. baby, they're so sweet. I wonder what my hand tastes like. Her husband is trying to eat the trash bag, and I don't know how to get rid of them. You would, aren't you? Right, you're wet. What's going on here? Oh, baby wants to eat me.
Excuse me, madam.
Excuse you.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Ah. No, that's
What
our
are you doing?
towel.
What are you guys doing, huh? Ow! You just bit me.
Well, it's a momentous day. After like 18, 20 months of travel in environments that were not cold enough, we're finally somewhere that is cold enough where we can get our little wood stove going again and use it for maybe the last time, because we're only going to be in this van for maybe another week or two. So here we go. Fire time. Oh, ain't that a beautiful thing? It's been too long. Then, as the weather finally cleared and we began to feel our time here winding down, we prepared ourselves to drive the final distance to Bahia La Pataya, what they call the official end of the road. A box to check, but a monumental one at that. From there, our sights would be turned north towards home.
Yeah, it's the most furthest south.
Post office.
There's our friends, Gaff and Sonia.
It's Sonia. Do you want to stand up?
Yeah, we made it! Drove all the way!
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna try and be sneaky about it because they tear the stickers off. Slow roamers have been here. Come and find us. Is Sonia opening up champagne for the end of the world?
Yes.
Champagne at the end of the world
Yes. Well.
with a couple Commonwealthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. We did it.
To the end of the world.
Yay. So glad to do it.
And here we stand, at the end of the world. The reality of it may not have sunk in quite yet, but I think it's very close to hitting us. The realization of this massive accomplishment is just moments away. Well, I guess that's that. We're at the official end of the world.
Made it.
So let's go home.
All right.
See you at home.
Look at those two legends over there. You guys made it.
We made it on the same day as you guys.
I know.
A year later. We didn't
1
see
year
you for a
later.
year.
Yeah.
At the end
Turn
together.
Ushuaia.
Yeah.
Because to us, life.
Is that how you stop crying?
Shut up! Shut up! I'm trying to do this. It's really hard. Okay. What is going on? Why are we surrounded by people?
I think that you have voiceover curse.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to wait until later?
No.